SHMACKEMAGOB, everybody. It's me, Dr. FUKK, with another Currently Cranking. I love doing this because I love talking about music. Music is life, man. I absolutely love music. And I have a nice healthy stack here. If you guys have been keeping tabs on my Currently Cranking, I'll describe it again. What I ever listen to, I put it aside, and then on Wednesdays, I film it, and on Thursdays, I put it up. And today is Thursday, and today I'm doing my radio show. It's been 3 weeks since I've done my radio show. I've been a busy boy. But at 8 p.m. Eastern, link will be below. Tune into the Dr. FUKK show on that metal station and join the chat, man, and let's chat it up. All right, so here we go. This is what I've been listening to this week. I just listened to this. And I listened to this here and there because I really want to get into this album. I know a lot of you out there praise this album. There's 2 songs I love off it. The rest is like, eh. I'm trying to get into it. It didn't work again today. I'm telling you, some songs are kind of like almost there, like Love and Chains and Ain't Quite Right are the 2 songs that I'm kind of like, maybe it's growing on me a bit. But no. Tonight You Belong to Me and It's Alright. Those 2 songs I absolutely love. Loved it since I first heard this album. So I just listened to this now. Blood Feast. This is the last album they released. It's called The Future State of Wicked. I believe it is. Came out a year or 2 ago. I haven't heard it in a while. I do like this album and I listened to it earlier today. And it cranks. It's awesome. I love Blood Feast. Pat Travers, Heat in the Street. This picture right here is taken at Bayfront for people that live in Miami like myself. Believe it or not, man, looking at this picture, man, Bayfront still looks that way. Looking that way. Looking this way, it's all shops is totally different. Because this was in the 70s. Smoking album. I love Pat Travers. Pat Travers kicks ass. Heat in the Street. Probably the most underrated Aerosmith album, and my second favorite Aerosmith album. Night in the Ruts. This album smokes, man. No surprise. Cheesecake, Bone to Bone, Chiquita, Remember Walking in the Sand, Reefer-Headed Woman. Great, great stuff. My second favorite Aerosmith album, right behind Rocks. I love this album. Okay, Badlands. The first Badlands album now, if you look closely, Ray Gillen, the whole band signed it, but with pen. But, you know what's really weird? Ray Gillen signed it, right? And then, I don't know how this happened. I got them signed on the Voodoo Highway. That's when I met the band. He signed it again inside. There's his signature. Eric Singer with a different color marker because I had Eric Singer sign this in the KISS convention in '95, and Greg Chason, the bass player. So Jakey Lee signed it on the outside, and the rest signed it on the inside and the outside, except for Eric Singer. Great, great album. I love, if you guys don't know about this, this is an album that's out of print and you can't get it anymore because Ray Gillen, what I understand, maybe I got some of it wrong, but the gist of it, Ray Gillen infected a bunch of girls with AIDS, and the families have something to do with this never being released again. That's what I heard. If it's not true, what is true, this has never been released again. It's out of print and they ain't releasing it no more. I understand, I think it was Rock Candy Records or something did release this, and then they got like a cease and desist order and they had to stop selling it. Fuck yeah! Some fucking Agent Steel, man. Unstoppable Force. Great speed metal-ish. Awesome stuff. The singer is wacky. He believes in UFOs and stuff. I love some Agent Steel. Unstoppable Force. Awesome stuff. Love the metal. You need to check that out. Ooh, this is a great one. I want to get this on vinyl. This is Death Angel, The Art of Dying. Man, the song on here that's so amazing is called The Devil Incarnate. Listen to that song. It's so epically awesome. It's like the perfect song. But this whole album isn't... Thrown to the Wolves is another great one. I mean, this whole album. This is their comeback album after they've been gone since Act 3. Organization was a band that the whole band formed except for the singer. That's really good stuff as well. Art of Dying, great comeback album. I want to thank my friend Mark Slaughter for this one. This is Mark Slaughter's solo album. Never been a Slaughter fan, but I've become very friendly with Mark Slaughter. And he sent me this, and he even signed it for me. Super nice guy. And believe it or not, I really like this. I'm not saying this because he gave it to me for free. Man, the song Devoted. Listen to the song Devoted, and you'll realize that I'm not lying. This is some good shit. I like this whole album. Not Here, the last song, kind of reminds me of McCartney and Wings a little bit. Well, McCartney. Reckless, Forevermore, halfway there. It's a great album, man. I think, and you know, this is really, I'm not too well versed on Slaughter, but I dig this. But you know, funny enough, listening to that made me listen to the Canadian band called Slaughter with Strapato. This is brutal as fuck. Awesome stuff. Really cool Canadian, I don't know, a little more brutal than thrash, but The Curse, man. Tortured Skulls, Fuck of Death, Parasites. This is a solid, great album. And very well respected in the underground. I love this. And it's an original press. I know they've since re-released it. Brainstorm. Ever heard of Brainstorm? Kind of, I wouldn't say power metal. Almost like a tinge of power metal, but mostly like traditional metal stuff. This one's called Soul Temptation. I have like 3 of their albums. Metus Mortis is probably my favorite. But this is great stuff, man. Doorway to Survive is awesome. Rising. I mean, the whole thing's solid. Brainstorm. Check them out if you don't know them. Alright, the great John Sykes, man. Blue Murder with Tony Franklin and Carmine Appice. Or is it Appice? No, I think Vinny. It's weird. They're brothers. Vinny and Carmine are brother, but Carmine wants him to be known as Carmine Appice or Appice, Carmine Appice, and Vinny wants to be known as Vinny Appice. He doesn't want to be known as Carmine Appice. But this is great. This is a great debut album. It's kind of got that White Snake 87 feel. Geez, Riot. My favorite song on here is the name of the band, Blue Murder. I love that song, Blue Murder. Billy is a great song about Phil Lynott. This whole album, Sex Child, Valley of the Kings, Jelly Roll, good stuff. The first Blue Murder album, awesome. Black Mass, have you guys ever heard of Black Mass? Kind of thrashy, they're very cool. I played a show with them and I was very impressed by them, and I bought this CD and it's fucking awesome. You know what's really funny was when I went to go to New Orleans. I went to New Orleans with my family, but one of the main objectives for me to go to New Orleans was to see Noel Gallagher, because I'm a huge fan of Noel Gallagher. And we're walking down the street, and who do I see? Black Mass hanging out in the street. I was like, hey dudes, you know, and Thrash or Die. So cool seeing them. It was just a fluke. But, and unfortunately, they were playing a show that night. I was going to see Noel Gallagher. Or else I would have went. Great stuff, man. This one's called The Second Coming. Probably their second album. This is the only one I have from them, and it's awesome. I just played this yesterday, and I enjoyed it immensely. My favorite album from Anthrax. Now, this is a weird one. This is like a, you know, it's regular size vinyl, but the actual jacket is small. I'd love to open it, but look into it and buy it yourself. It has a wicked collage inside. And this is not only Fistful of Metal, it also brings the Armed and Dangerous EP. My favorite Anthrax is this, Armed and Dangerous EP, and Spread the Disease. I mean, those albums rule. And absolutely love this album. Neil Turbin is awesome. I know a lot of people don't like this album, and God, my condolences. Death Rider, my favorite Anthrax song. And that's how the album starts, but you know, Death from Above, Panic, Metal Thrashing Mad, Across the River, Subjector. Awesome stuff. And I bought this when it was new. And I love it. I love Fistful of Metal. My favorite Anthrax album. Here's one, probably, in my opinion, the worst album cover ever. But it's a great album. Metal Church, Hanging in the Balance. What the hell is up with that album cover? But this album is solid, man. And I'm sure it really did flop because how horrible is that cover? But man, Got a Second Chance. My favorite song on here is End of the Age. End of the Age to me is like the epic of all epics. It's such an epic song. It starts mellow, beautifully with acoustic, and then it gets kind of like, it builds up a little mid-tempo, then it just fucking crushes, man. Love this album, Hanging in the Balance. All right. Black metal. Immortal. My favorite black metal band with Pure Holocaust. This album is a brutal. You know, Sign of the Norn Horns to Ride. The Sun No Longer Rises. The title track. The Cemetery Gates. I love me some Immortal. Sad what happened to Abbott lately. You saw that footage? Kind of crushing. Alright. Stormtroopers of Death. Bigger Than the Devil. This is their second album. Not really well received. I absolutely love this album. I will admit, it kind of starts off kind of bad for me. I mean, the song, the Bigger Than the Devil, I love Pantera, but it's too much of a Pantera worship song, and you're fucking S.O.D. You know, and crackhead song. But when it goes to Kill the Assholes, from Kill the Assholes all the way to, what's the last track, Moment of Truth, it crushes. Absolutely love this. I love Celtic Frosted Flakes. What's my favorite? I love Every Tiny Molecule is also one of those songs that gets stuck in my head. Free Dirty Needles. Evil Is In. Love me some S.O.D. Got it signed. Saw them in 1999 or 2000 in Orlando, and I have to say, it's in my top 10 favorite shows I ever saw in my life. Some guy gave Billy Milano the Sieg Heil sign. Billy Milano was like, you know, my dad killed motherfuckers like you. To kick the guy out. It was glorious. Oh man, the very first rock album I ever bought. Kansas, Left Overture. What an amazing, amazing opus. Carry On My Wayward Son is a song that everybody knows. My favorite song on here is Miracle Out of Nowhere, but The Wall is so beautiful. What's on Your Mind rocks. And the whole album, the whole album, Question of My Childhood. Love me. This is not technically the album I bought. I do have the album I bought, and it's unplayable, and it's all like ripped up and stuff. Bought it back when it was new, 76 I believe. And I bought this album because I wasn't really into music back then. I was into movies. And I saw a movie called Heroes with Henry Winkler and Sally Fields, and at the end of the movie, they played Carry On My Wayward Son. That's the first time I ever heard that song. Fell in love with it, looked at the credits, went out and bought this album the same day because the theater was here and there was like a record shop, not a record shop, more like a Woolworth department store that had a record section, and I bought it. And my God, I love this, and I was fortunate enough to see Kansas play this twice. Without Steve Walsh, but that singer was awesome who they have. All right. The self-titled Flotsam and Jetsam. The last one I even like a little more, but this is a really good return to form. Wasn't big fan of the couple Ugly Noise or whatever, a couple albums before it. But this is like a, you know, Life's a Mess is awesome. I love that song. Monkey Ranch, Smoking Gun. Just a great killer metal / thrash album. Flotsam rules. Flots till death, man. All right, the second album by Boston. Don't Look Back. Love it. One of my favorite Boston songs. Like this album and the first one are all over the radio. Pretty much. I mean, especially the first one. But there's a song on here that's like one of my favorite Boston songs that I never hear on the radio. It's called It's Easy. I absolutely love this song. I love this album. Man, I'll Never Be. Brad Delp, what a voice, man. I love Boston. Well, I only really like the first two albums. This is a great, great album. I absolutely love it. Boston, Don't Look Back. Oh, man, a Doom masterpiece. Nightfall. This is Candlemass with Messiah on vocals. I believe their second album. Wow, what a great album this is. At the Gallows End, Bewitched, of course, Black Candles. This whole album, Gothic Stone, The Well of Souls. This is an amazing album. And check out my podcast. We review this album. My co-host didn't like it, so we go back and forth. It's awesome. It's awesome when we have these episodes where he hates an album and I love it and vice versa. It makes for some great comedy. But I absolutely love it, and I defended it to my last, well, I was still alive, but my last breath, let's just say that for the sake of supposing. Absolutely love Nightfall. I love Candlemass. I'm a huge fan. Love them. My favorite album from Jimi Hendrix, Axis Bold as Love. I was talking to somebody really cool, and she said to me, my favorite Jimi Hendrix album is Axis Bold as Love. I was like, wow, so is mine. And I remembered it like a couple days ago, so I put it on. And man, my favorite on here is probably the title track, but Little Wing, Castles Full of Sand. Man, there's just so much great. I mean, this whole album got me floating. One Rainy Wish, She's So Fine, Spanish Castle Magic. Spanish Castle Magic. I'm Cuban and I couldn't say that. Wait Until Tomorrow. It's a masterpiece. To me, I said this the other day online, Jimi Hendrix is rated perfectly as a guitar player, but I believe he's grossly underrated as a songwriter and lyricist. I thought he was a genius. Alright, here's one that, again, like the Paul Stanley one I'm trying to get into. Now, don't get me wrong. I love side 1. Side 2 I have a problem with, and you know what? After listening to it the other day, I don't think I'm going to give it no more chances. I'm just going to put this on and play side 1. This is Dee Snider's The Love of Metal. I'm a huge fan of Dee Snider. He's a big influence on me, one of my favorite frontmen of all time. But and on side 2, you know, the title track, the last track I like for The Love of Metal. My favorite song on here is Tomorrow's No Concern. But everything on side 1 rules. Side 2, man, I can't get into it except for the last track. But check it out, man. Check out at least side 1. Well, check all of it out. I don't speak for everybody. I'm sure most of you will like side 2. Oh, a concept album. This is ELO with Time. Probably the most underrated ELO album, I think. This album is beautifully made. Awesomely done. I absolutely love this fucking album from beginning to end, man. The whole album, Rain Is Falling. You know, I will just name off every track because I like every track off this album. ELO, Time. Love it. Alright, I saw Dennis DeYoung this week, or last Saturday it was. I slapped this on the day after because, he, you know, Sweet Madam Blue is such a perfect song. And during Sweet Madam Blue, I was so close to the stage that I was like, actually, I mean, I was against the stage. During Sweet Madam Blue, the America, Dennis put the mic in my face. And he also put the mic in my face for Mr. Roboto. And I don't like that song. But I was like, Domo arigato. You know, I sang Fuck It. And here's the funny thing. I got to bring this up since I bring the, and I love this album. Midnight Ride rocks. L'Oreal, he played that night. Well, the track listing's not on. Oh, yeah, it is. Lights Up. Born for Adventure is probably my second favorite song, right behind Sweet Madam Blue. I absolutely love this album. It is so great. So, after the show was over, I bumped into my friend since 1983, my good friend Heidi, who I haven't seen in years. And it was great seeing her. And then I leave, and she calls me, and she says, you want to meet Dennis DeYoung? I was like, what? Turns out she's a friend with somebody that works for PBS, and they needed somebody to take pictures, so they asked me if I would. I mean, she asked me, could you come over here and take pictures, and then when you're done, you can take a picture with them? I was like, hell yeah. So I get there, and the guy from PBS takes me in first, while the people outside waiting, and there's Dennis DeYoung. And he comes up to me because he remembered me, because I was rocking out during the show. He's like, you were rocking it, and I was wearing the Kansas Leftoverture shirt. And he points at the shirt. He's like, is that the one with Carry On My Wayward Son? I go, yes, it is, Dennis. And I told him, Dennis, I saw the Paradise Theater tour, the very first show, and he cut me off. And he goes, Hollywood Sportatorium, I remember that show. And he told me a whole backstory about it. Pretty long backstory, I won't bore you with it. But he couldn't have been nicer. And then what it was, every time somebody would come in, they would give me their cell phone. I'm there. Everybody that took a picture with Dennis DeYoung, I did like 5 shots each. So I'm sure they're all happy. Then it was my turn. And here's the picture. And the girl on the far left, that's my friend Heidi. And I kind of wasn't ready for the picture, but whatever. I'm still in the shot. But that was great. A couple weeks ago, the awesome guy from Canada, David Rudat, had me meet Ace Frehley for free. Now my friend Heidi got me to meet Dennis DeYoung for free. And I gotta tell you, man, Dennis DeYoung's band is better than Styx now live. And I think Styx live is great now, you know, without Dennis. But I think Dennis's band is better. One of the greatest live albums ever. The Ramones, It's Alive. This is the shit. This is the original Ramones. All 4 of them are gone. May they all rest in peace. This album is just epic. It's a double killer live album that I listen to quite a bit. So you'll see this in future Currently Crankings. And I'm a big fan of the Ramones. And I absolutely love that album. And I love this album too. Paul McCartney, Venus and Wings? Venus and Mars, Not Let Me Roll It, that's on Band on the Run. What's the song I really love on? Letting Go is the song I really like on here. Call Me Back Again, Medicine Jar, Magneto and Titanium Man, The Hit, Listen What the Man Said, and Rock Show, which mentions Jimmy Page. Great, fantastic album. Sometimes this is my favorite Wings album, but most of the time it's Band on the Run. But I absolutely love Paul McCartney and Wings. The last one, the finale. ACDC, Flick of the Switch. Fucking smoking album. I don't think they've made an album as good as this since, but I do like some of the albums that came out after this. But man, Brain Shake, House is on Fire, Guns for Hire, Nervous Shakedown, Deep In, a whole Badlands. Great album. Absolutely love Flick of the Switch. And it was the best time I saw AC/DC live with Brian Johnson. The best time I saw AC/DC live overall, unpopular opinion, but I don't care. It's how I feel, was with Axl Rose. Axl Rose fucking nailed it, and it was the best set list, Riff Raff, and Rock and Roll Damnation, High Volt, songs that they don't do with Brian. Anyway, that's it. That is my Currently Crankings of this week. Hope you all enjoyed it, and I love the feedback you guys are giving me with this Currently Cranking. I know I've turned some people on to some music that they didn't know before and really enjoyed it. And hopefully I did it this week, you know, with that weird Metal Church album and so on. So anyway, my radio show is on now, or maybe I'm putting this up before, but if it's 8 p.m. Eastern till midnight or so, I have a free reign. I can stop whenever I want. The Dr. FUKK Show on that metal station going on right now. Thanks for watching, everybody, and if you like what you see, please subscribe and click that little bell so you can get the notifications when stuff comes up. SHMACKEMAGOB! This video was brought to you by Miami Metal Merchant. For your metal needs and competitive prices, visit MiamiMetalMerchant.com. Tell them Dr. FUKK sent you. A lot of you been asking for it. SHMACKEMAGOB merch. Yes, many types of shirts, long sleeves, short sleeves, hoodies, you name it. Plus other stuff like shower curtains and bedspreads and mugs and socks and clocks and oh, I can go on. But why should I? The link is below. Just click the link below in the description for all the SHMACKEMAGOB merch. Order yours now. SHMACKEMAGOB! You asked for it, well, it's finally here by popular demand. The Dr. FUKK shirt at redbubble.com. Also available in many other styles, including hoodies. The link is in the description below. Buy yours now. Hey, I'm Dr. FUKK.
And I'm the Ayatollah of Alcohola. And we are from the Rock and Metal Combat Podcast.
If you want to check out some crazy, uncensored, unbiased, totally nuts reviews of classic hard rock and heavy metal albums, check us out. You can get us on Podbean and iTunes. New episodes every Sunday.
That's right, and we also do each other's moms.
True, free of charge.
Well, mine charges.
Oh yeah, mine's free.
Hey, check out my podcast, The Vieira Vault. We're on Spreaker, we're on iTunes, and we're on YouTube. Check it out and subscribe. Hey, headbangers, you want your own radio show? Well, you got it. On Thursday nights here on that metal station, join me on the Dr. FUKK Show. Go in the chat room and I will make you my co-host. That's right. Everybody that joins me in the chat room, I discuss whatever you guys want to talk about. I'll mention your name, I'll say what you say, and we're going to go back and forth. And I'll even fucking play whatever request you want. Unless it sucks, then I ain't playing it because my show rules. And only songs that rule is allowed right here on that metal station. The Dr. FUKK Show airs live Thursday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern. Hope to see you there. Well, no, fuck that hope. I better see you there, motherfucker.